so we don't need to run the trail.
I think we're done.
It looks like Colt won. Everyone, snaps for
Pack
Colt.
it up, pack it up.
Are you having to cheat already?
It's not cheating. I'm not removing anything. I'm cutting it in half.
We're going to lift and shove.
Lift and shove. Nope, no.
All right, so things were going good until they weren't. I just had a high pressure hose on the old crawler hauler leave the chat, and so this part blew off. However many oil pressures, it decided that it didn't want those oil pressures, and so it just decided to blow out and just leave a heck of an oily mess underneath the hood. So I got my buddy Jamie coming out here. He's gonna come pick me up. We're gonna go try to get another hose, and then hopefully I can put this thing back together. And that was the only problem, was just the hose. This is the first time this thing's failed me. This is the first time that I've had an issue driving all over the country. So it is what it is, but we'll see if I can get it fixed. It's fixed, thanks to Jamie. Now I just gotta find a car wash and take that man to dinner.
Yeah.
Guess at Rory's you can just park anywhere. So we got to Rory's and noticed that Rudy and Holly's Ram Charger had remote reservoir Fox shocks.
I mean, we want to make some mischief, you know?
Rory's idea was, since you can't change shocks, maybe you could take your sway bar off the front of the S10. All right, special day. We're getting ready to go do this ONX Offroad build challenge, and maybe this sway bar can go away. What do you think, Rory?
I think it should. We should definitely do the sway bar delete.
Rory's officially going to be my recovery vehicle too, because we know that this thing probably isn't going to survive Moab Rim. At least not in this form. I don't know, what do you think, Josh?
It's not surviving. I've never been on Moab.
He's never even been to Moab Rim. He's just like, no, you're screwed. I may or may not have hucked a couple rock sliders on here too. I'm keeping it stock, but I'm trying to save this body. This body's in pretty good shape. Oh no, they're both that way. That plastic skid plate's gonna save me, so.
Better keep that.
There we go. Oh yeah, now we're gonna have all the flexes.
No, that was pretty restrictive. Being held in by 4 10mm bolts, it had to be pretty stout.
It's got a 2-piece rear drive shaft.
Oh yeah.
And anybody that says I'm cheating by pulling the sway bar off for a stock competition, I'm gonna tell you right now, you've never been in any competition or raced ever, because you push every little bit of edge you can get.
Even bribes?
That's the first thing to go.
Even bribes. Even bribes.
I think they're scared.
I think we are a little scared, but...
We just got our first bribe of the day.
All right, then we all good? Come down.
All clear.
Got the torsion bars up, get some lift.
The problem is then I'd have to align it, because then the steering's gonna go like that.
Yeah.
Go and French it now.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's ready.
shouldn't be a problem.
Now it's ready to dominate the competition with no sway bar.
I mean,
It may dominate Moab Rim on a hook.
Dominate Moab Rim parking lot.
take a road that he shouldn't have taken.
No way! What?
Oh my shit.
Take me to the racetrack, Charles. Live a life.
would you guys like to hear?
There we go. What would you guys like to hear?
Got your boxing gloves ready?
Obviously, you are well equipped for this trail. If at any time any of you want to call it quits, this is not a competition as to who can make it the furthest up the trail. This whole video is just simply an introduction of you, your cars, and the ONX Offroad Build Challenge.
So while Ian went over the rules and the plans for today, he made a very good point that today really wasn't about a competition. Because Ultimate Adventure isn't about bringing a stock rig or the best stock rig that you have. Ultimate Adventure is about a rig that you built, that you put your blood, sweat, and tears into, and that you can show people what your skill set is, and that you've built something outside of the box. And that is why we chose the S10, because a square body S10 is the only vehicle in this group of 3 vehicles that has never been on Ultimate Adventure.
We're already the underdogs.
Yeah, we're on the
Right-
bottom.
right on the
We're
shirt.
team 3. Little band down by the river. Even though some of us felt like the stock competition was where it was at.
This is the strongest drivetrain.
Oh, it is. That's the most reliable Toyota ever sold in America. Was the 80 series.
John, also,
Toyota.
isn't that
to soccer practice
the most
and because it was
Toyota?
reliable.
If you're a Toyota driver, that's the most Toyota thing to say. Like, this is the strongest.
On the bottom of the kingpin on this side are loose.
92. Throttle body 4.3.
Yeah, no, there were
Not the vortex. I don't have to deal with that too.
Well, that's too bad because I have a Vortec in my flatty that's not running and I can use some parts.
I have another throttle body 4.3 though.
I kind of want to fix it before Friday so I can go on the flat fender run.
I have actually had a truck almost identical to this, and I really enjoyed it. I like the little fuel-injected V6, and I really like this size of vehicle for Ultimate Adventure. Everybody that takes full-size rigs on Ultimate Adventure, they're always smashing into stuff and breaking stuff and beating up the bodies, and this size vehicle is like perfect for UA. That doesn't mean you would keep anything that's under it. You'd probably gut all of that stuff. I mean, I would love a 60 and a 14 bolt and some 38s or 40s, depending on what tires you could get.
Sounds like you might have bought the right truck. Just from this point. I feel like, we'll see. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. Fred has a Toyota that's in the same airframe, but I couldn't. It's clampy, he's just talking about it, and I can't build it because you can't buy those trucks, but I can build this. Right.
I just know how the game is played. And I know somebody really likes pie.
This was brilliant.
And I know somebody likes coffee.
Oh, I thought this was going to be whiskey.
Me too.
Well, it's morning, so I figured I went with coffee over whiskey. But
Would
yes,
you like a cold brew? Sure. Which one would you like, sir?
and this is for everybody else
Which one? You want that one?
in the group.
All right. Okay, so we don't
Chocolatey
need to
treats.
run the trail.
I think we're done.
It looks like Colt won. Everyone, snaps for Colt.
Pack it up, pack it up.
All right, pack it up. That's a wrap, everybody. You get an extra $5,000 on your build budget.
Thing looks tiny.
It is tiny. Really low to the ground. I'm gonna try to take a lowrider up this trail.
Are you guys going to walk and heckle?
I am wearing my heckling gloves even.
All right. Are you and Nate going to walk and heckle?
We might.
Okay, good. Perfect.
Perfect, thank you.
So you got the 318?
360.
Ooh. 60?
We're pushing the horses.
All the horses.
All of them.
This is not so good. You should kick your wipers on.
Listen, no touching.
Back. Back. If you're wondering where the wipers are.
All right, so I got 20 bucks that says my S10 will make it farther than those exhaust tips up this trail.
I'll add another 20 to that.
CarPlay in there? It's got CarPlay in there. CarPlay. Oh, your canoodle fell off.
Darn. Yes! My S10 has to make it to there. Oh, there's a tire. Cheat already? What? Are you having to cheat already?
It's not cheating. I'm not removing anything. I'm cutting it in half.
Is this box frame all the way back? I don't believe so, no. I
No,
think
they're boxed
like,
about
right
here.
about to there, yeah.
They're boxed about there.
So
And
what
then
is
it's
the
C-check.
plans for the truck, or is that top secret?
Oh, it's super secret.
I'll get it on
So-
camera tomorrow.
So Spider 9s, coilover bypass.
It's
rear
just
steer.
stuff I got laying around the house.
I understand.
Yeah. So we're here at the bottom of Moab Rim. The goal is to get up to Devil's Crack. And in between here, there's a couple that wouldn't normally be a very big obstacle, but we're in a bone stock S10. We're just gonna see what we can do. The four-wheel drive's not working right, so we're just gonna do our best. But that is the distance. That is our goal line. That is our finish line, hopefully.
I don't expect we'll make it very far.
I foresee the rear bumper dragging a lot. Like a lot.
I foresee tire smoke.
Do you have it shifted in? It's just not.
Oh yeah,
It's in.
Yeah, it's just not the little actuator.
Yeah, it's not in.
Yeah, it's not engaging.
Actuator not engaging?
Nope. You notice how nobody's heckling us? They just have like total faith that we're gonna fail. Like we're not getting heckled at all.
No, I think they're just in awe of what we've accomplished so far.
Maybe that's it.
The lighter driver, I think.
100-pound driver mod is what just happened. So at this point, it's blatantly obvious why this model of S10 isn't desired for rock crawling. And unfortunately, the axle disconnect on this truck is much harder to get to than it is on like a Jeep Cherokee or something where you could just pull the cover off. But that wasn't going to stop us from trying, even though the four-wheel drive did work at my house. I think we're officially at dumb level here.
Are you calling it? Yeah. All right, nothing wrong with that. Let's get you back down into that shade hole there and we'll strip you.
0.9 miles an hour, total time 12 minutes, distance 300 yards.
300 yards?
Yeah.
Is that burnt tire all over your clothes?
Probably.
All over the right side?
Yeah, it is. Oh, I know, I got tire rubber on my leg.
Listen, you're going, yesterday he told me, if it looks like it's going to get sketchy, let me know and I won't do it. And I'm like, and I just told him it's getting sketchy. Oh, okay. And he just, keep doing it. I'm like, I'm going to stand over here and pick up what's left. If your front tires would turn, I think you could get a little further.
If I just had one tire up front, that would go.
Just
yeah,
one.
just one. If that little actuator would have just actuated like it did at home, I'd had a chance.
Ran when parked, huh? Check refuses.
So I think we just proved the reason why nobody off-roaded these, because every other vehicle would have still had four-wheel drive.
Yeah.
And it's not the four-wheel drive, it's the actuator for the four-wheel drive, unfortunately. That was my worry, because the front end was just walking and the rear end was walking, and I was like, if I get the rear end falls off of this, then we're in a really big pickle.
Yeah, no, like if you'd have made it another 10 feet, that would have been just bad, horrible, and I'd have had to bring the truck down to winch you up, because like I was like another few feet and it's gonna go way south.
Yep. Half brakes. These ones work, those ones don't. So when you're in gear, even when you're hitting the brakes, the tire keeps spinning.
Reverse.
I just neutral it. Yeah. I neutral it.
And the right front brake seems to work a lot better than the left front brake.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known that. But maybe it only has one brake that works.
Feeling better, Matt?
There's literally no reason to ever keep this front suspension under one of these.
Oh, this has the cool dash.
Yeah.
I love those dashes.
Yeah.
You got a motor knock, I'd stop right here.
It's hope and dream.
If you guys would like to see how the rest of the trail went, make sure you go to ONX's website and you can watch all the videos that they post up of us on there. Also, please get on there and vote for us. I'm going to add a link right here. And as you guys probably know, Matt and I have never been on Ultimate Adventure, and that's why we brought this square body S10 that has never been on Ultimate Adventure. And we could really use your guys' votes, so make sure you click this link or click the link down below and vote for us.
We still have both sway bars fully intact.
Plus, we're gonna disconnect the sway bar.
Isn't that cheating?
No, I'm not cutting nothing. I'm just taking a bolt off. It's the same as if you were missing a lug nut.
Successful day. We didn't quite make it, but the truck is still running, so we live to fight another day.
Yeah, it kept running, surprisingly. I mean, we were actually putting it down pretty hard. I was expecting something to break, and it didn't. I mean, other than it already not working in four-wheel drive, I should say. So Rudy and I are here. We are getting ready to test out the Flex 10. What are you gonna call the Ram Charger today?
I haven't thought of a name. I'll let you know when I think of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The Twist Charger. The Twisty Charger. Rammy Twist. We'll figure something out. But anyway, we got to prove that, you know, that realistically, we know that Nate picked the best rig out of stock. He also paid over twice as much as they paid for theirs and over 4 times as much as I paid for mine. And Ultimate Adventure is about not what you start with, but what you finish with. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, this is a nice stock rig, but it's no off-roader in this condition. That one's okay,
but they're gonna be way better as when we're done. So we might as well see what we're like when we start.
Yeah.
So I'm here with the legend himself, Mr. Fred Perry. He's gonna go ahead and give an assessment of our Ultimate Adventure square body S10. Have you ever seen a square body S10 on Ultimate Adventure?
No.
I don't think so.
No, fantastic. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
I wanted to do a Jeep Comanche, but somebody else had one of those. Had one of those, and I wanted to do something that hasn't been in it for this competition. I'm competing against this guy here.
All right, yeah.
And a Land Cruiser, which I've seen both of those rigs on UA before.
Yep. Yeah, he don't have a prayer.
I think you got a shot.
You heard it from Fred. All right, so we're here with Sean from Storydale Now. Have you seen my S10? What do you think about it?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. This thing's gonna flex like a champ on the ramp.
So here we're at the Metal Cloak Flex ramp, and I'm putting in all the specs. Front shock make, I'm just gonna put old. You don't normally have to bring a 30-foot tape measure, do you?
All right, so what's the plan if we can't get it on the RTI ramp?
We'll see what we can figure out. We're going to lift and shove.
Lift
and shove.
It's like a bend and snap, but you lift and shove.
All right, I'll have to switch spots with you in that case, because I won't be doing much lifting.
So is this gonna score over 300?
Yeah, if we get it up there.
Got it.
At very best, I say 406.
Wow, 406.
That's best.
I'm gonna go with 250.
250 sounds more reasonable.
I'm gonna do 295.
Pretty good.
Hold on, somebody jump in the bed. That's cheating. All right, so I'm here with Corey. He is with Metal Cloak, and he travels all over the country with the CTI ramp. Tell us a little bit about it.
So the CTI ramp actually started as a tool inside the shop at Metal Cloak. And a lot of guys get really hung up in the numbers of how it all works. It's become kind of a really cool way to check your rig out and compete with your buddies as to who's gonna get a higher score, so.
Now that you guys have seen the mad flavor that the Flex 10 brings.
The Flex 10?
Is that what we're calling it?
What do you think it's gonna do when it's done?
1,000.
1,000?
1,000.
What do you think?
I'm hoping for 1,000. I'll be disappointed if it doesn't get 1,000.
Okay.
I've seen a few rigs on here that probably be in that same category, and they're over 1,000. So that's your number.
Okay. So you heard it from Canada. I got to get this thing built to get 1,000 the next time I'm down here. Minimum. Unfortunately, we got to go, and there's still a couple vehicles ahead of Rudy, but you guys are going to have to watch his video to see what he flexes it at. All right, guys, so we didn't do too hot with the S10 on Moab Rim, but we're going to come back here and do it with this.
I haven't got to drive all week, so I'm going to be driving the WJ today, and I'm going to send it.
Try not to send it too hard off the cliff. Minute in, and I'm already at the spot that we got to with the S10. Unfortunately, that was just all the more we could get with a two-wheel drive.
Got to do the Moab bump. Moab bump is the way. This is the way.
So right here is a spot where you just lean. Even though there's a lot of rock there, you're leaning off to that edge. And basically this whole trail, you are leaning off towards the edge at a 5 to 20 degree angle pretty much the whole time. You're leaning out to the edge of the cliff. I think because the fact the whole time you're driving up Moab Rim, you're leaning off to the side, it makes the trail very, very uneasy feeling. Just knowing, like realistically right here, if you roll, you're just gonna flop right here. But if you were to take a couple rolls, you're going off to your demise. And I think that's what makes this trail so much more exhilarating than a lot of the other trails like it. Hey, we ran into my buddy Mike. Marlin Crawler's here.
So this is Z-turd, biggest obstacle on the trail?
Basically, yeah, this is the biggest obstacle on the trail. This is where you see a lot of people flip or roll or whatever. It's right here a lot of times. They get a little gutsier because you're far enough away from the edge that they'll try it a little harder, hit it a little harder.
Still a little off camber though.
Oh, it's very off camber. Yeah. The whole thing's leaning downhill the whole way.
Right.
I saw Mike from Marlin Crawler here, and then right behind him was Max Powell. And I've watched a few of his videos. He had a really cool video about when his Jackery got stolen. And he had a flat, aired it up with a good old power tank, and now we're gonna keep going. Yeah, yeah? Yeah, yeah.
Front diff. But look at this. Holy moly. This is why we came out here, for this view. And you're over here looking at your Jeep.
So heading down this trail is just as exhilarating as heading up. If you got good gearing, it helps. Right now, I'm just letting this thing ride in second gear and just kind of rolling down the hill. But it is not for the faint of heart. You definitely have an uneasy feeling the entire time coming down, leaning off into your passenger side into your demise. Moab Rim is one of those iconic trails because it's still not a very old trail, but it's one of those ones that is just hair-raising the whole time, at least when going up and down into the canyon. And there's not any other trails that I know that are like it, that you drive up the side of a canyon wall next to the Colorado River. And this is just one of those epic places that is just hard to beat. It's just a must-do trail if you are equipped to do it. All right, so we finished the ONX build-off challenge today. We just beat on the S10. We didn't get as far as we liked, but we're not gonna finish out this video without showing Josh Potato Salad Hill.
You gotta do Potato Salad Hill. That's like the measure of if you're a man or not.
All right, let's do it. Don't look too bad.
Don't worry about the audience over here. They won't heckle you too bad.
Yeah.
Let's see if Josh is a man. Let's see what you got, Josh. Not yet.
You're good. I can see the rock. Give it a little more this time. Keep it straight, just like you got
it. All right. Now. Woo.
You got your tater salad. We're gonna go mash it. You mash that tater salad.
T-shirt. Tater salad.
Mash that tater salad. All right, guys, we appreciate you watching. If you like this video, check these out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Blue Light Special.